Hey guys, so today I am back with a new video, and today we're going to talk about how you too can come to Korea and teach abroad. So let's dive right in. So one of the first places I go to, or a lot of people that I know told me to go to before I came to Korea, was Dave's ESL. The reason being is that this was like a small site designed by one person named Dave. Obviously, that's why it's called Dave's, is a cafe. And from there, it's like shifted into like being able to teach in like China and so forth. But it was like a small little site, and now a lot of people in a lot of different companies use it to find people abroad so that they can come teach in Korea. Like I said, China too. There's also a lot of different ones. If you look at jobs, there's a Korean job board, there's a Chinese job board, international job board, jobs wanted resume board, job links, post your resume, recruit teachers. I posted my resume one time and I got a lot from China. China seems like a place that's really trying to get a lot of different people to go there, which is pretty amazing because I want to say that it seems open to a lot of different foreigners because you have like your picture up there and so forth. So they already know who you are, but I don't think many responded from Korea when I posted my resume, but a lot from China. So that is something to note. But I went to the Korean job board. And then from here, they give you a list of a lot of different companies. They tell you like here, like this is Chongbuk National University, and they tell you like the title, teaching job opening at the Language Education Center, Chongbuk National University, South Korea. So you can click on it, and then after that it takes you to a page that has the information needed to teach here. And it says number 1, job title, English instructor, starting date March 1st, 2019, and then it gives you a list of qualifications. Fluent speaker of English whose nationality is one of the following: American, Canadian, British, Irish, Australian, New Zealander, or South African. Honestly, these are some of the basic ones needed to teach here. Sadly, if you don't fall under any of these, then you probably might not be able to come here. Korea is actually very strict on people coming here and actually being able to speak English. So you need that nationality background of a country that speaks English fluently. If not, it's actually kind of very hard to teach in South Korea unless you are already here. Maybe you came from like school or something and then you're trying to find a job. Maybe you can do something part-time and that'll probably be okay. But for full-time, because of the government, laws and like regulations, if you don't meet a lot of their laws and regulations, you can't actually teach in Korea. So that is something to actually look into before you try to apply to come abroad. If not, you can always try to contact the immigration office and ask them if it'd be okay before you actually start applying, because when you go through different recruiters in different schools, they're going to ask you so many different questions because they want to make sure that you can actually come here. So just to save yourself some time, just know that these are some of the things that you actually need, and that is your nationality, where you come from. And it says, regardless of nationality, fluent speakers of English who are free from visa restrictions can apply. See, and that's where that comes in. Like this says, fluent speakers of English who are free from visa restrictions can apply. This means that you don't need a visa through them, because the visa process, like I said, there's strict regulations for it. So if you don't actually have what they have designated to achieve that visa, then you can get one. So they say as long as you're fluent in English, but you kind of need a different visa. Always a bachelor's degree is required. There's no way to get a visa without having a bachelor's degree in a different country, it seems. Candidates with a TESOL degree certificate are preferred. Now they're looking for people that have a TESOL degree. It ranks them that much higher than somebody who doesn't have a TESOL degree. I won't say that that means that you can speak English better than anybody else, you know, because that still depends on the person. But having the degree signifies that you're actually trying to teach English as a second language. So they look for people that have a TESOL. I think it's more, they're probably not going to use us to like just get to Korea. They're more probably willing to teach it as a second language, and they'll probably be here for some time. Candidates with Korean English teacher training experience are preferred. So somebody that's already been teaching in Korea is preferred over somebody who has not taught in Korea before. In this, where it says candidates with Korean English teacher training experience are preferred, this is also the thing, as in there's a lot of people who come to Korea and first they make their way to the countryside. That is to get experience, and then from there they can transfer to like a teaching position in Seoul. It's a lot easier to find a teaching position in Korea if you're already within Korea compared to being outside of Korea, because they always look more for people inside Korea and those that already have teaching experience over those that are abroad, even if you already have teaching experience. This one says at least 2 years teaching experience in Korea, so they don't want you to have a lot of experience. But this is also for a national university, so this is a little bit different. Candidates will be selected on the criteria sent by CB and U. So there's a lot of different things that you need. This one's a little bit harder to get into. This is actual national university, but on all these pages they always give you a list of a lot of the different requirements you need, which kind of follow this. Like, they always look for people that have a TESOL over those who don't. They want you to be fluent. They want you to come from specific English speaking countries. They usually want you to have experience over those who don't have experience. And they always list your job description and your salary. So you'll be teaching English as a foreign language, teaching 924 hours, 44 weeks a year. Your salary, $2,400. If you drop the last 3 zeros, $2,200. And these are on the basis of, this one says TESOL and this one says without TESOL. And then how much won per hour for overtime teaching. This is actually good. Please look out for overtime teaching, because some places they won't pay you overtime. So you should really make sure that you're looking for overtime teaching hours, or ask your recruiter or the actual company, is there overtime? Will I get paid for it? Just so you know in advance, because you don't want to get stuck in a position where you work overtime but you're not getting paid for your overtime work, because I don't think you would really appreciate that, depending on what country you come from. And then like different benefits, what you can get. Sometimes they have like housing reimbursement. This one says $1,500 travel reimbursement. So this is if you're outside of Korea, they'll pay your airfare for a reimbursement. Sometimes it's to Korea and from Korea. So you would have to read that. And then housing, if housing is provided or not provided, this says that they provide a furnished housing on campus. So that's within the actual university. Some things to note is that majority of the time they're probably smaller. They're probably not as big as you may think they will be. If you're okay with that, then, you know, that's good. Sometimes you can ask for pictures. I actually asked for pictures, but they weren't the exact room that I got. So there's a lot of things that you have to watch out for. Sometimes they say this is what you're receiving. You don't actually get it. But just some of the things that you basically need: a resume, scanned copy of passport. You always need a passport, you're traveling abroad. Copy of degree. Like I said, you need a bachelor's degree. Not all, but some require you to have a transcript from your school. And a scanned copy of at least 2 recommendation letters with contact information. Honestly, in this day and age, it's always good to have some recommendation letters on hand. I keep copies of jobs that I've worked at in the past, so then I already have recommendations on hand and I could just toss those to people when they need it. So it's good to have those. Not all jobs require you to have a recommendation letter, but some do. And then they just tell you how to apply and when they want you to start, which start was up here. It says March 1st, 2019. So usually they generally start looking for people for the beginning of the term, which is next year. Usually starts in like March, the beginning of March. They always start looking for a lot of people. So if you're looking for a job, the best time to actually apply is during this time. But this is a general format for all the different jobs that you can apply for. They have different companies and they have different recruiters that's trying to help people find jobs in Korea. There's also a search engine. If you go right here, you can actually just search. I wanted to come work in Seoul, so I had Seoul, and then if you type in Seoul, it'll give you a list of different jobs that are looking for people in the Seoul area or for Seoul area if you're trying to go to Seoul. So that can actually help you limit where you want to go. If you don't really care, then you don't even have to use the search function because you don't care exactly where you go inside Korea as long as you come to Korea, or you just want to teach anywhere inside Korea. As long as you're able to, you know, teach abroad and come to a different country and experience a different culture, then probably you don't care exactly where you go. But that is pretty much this site. Like I said, you can drop a resume under jobs. If you drop a resume under jobs, then some people will contact you, but that doesn't mean that it'd be specifically for Korea. If you're trying to come for Korea, it could go for a lot of other different places that use Dave's ESL to find people to teach abroad, which is also China and a lot of different international places. But besides that, generally everything's the same. Also, if you want to see if a school is preferred by others, you can always see, like, this is Cube Recruiting. A lot of things are from recruiters, so you can look up the recruiters and see if the recruiters have any good feedback from other people. Like, was that recruiter good? Did they help them? You can also look up schools online to see if that school was a good school, or if it was a reputable school, or if they had a lot of problems in the past. So there's a lot of different things you can look up using the internet these days. So this is the first site you can use, which is Dave's ESL Cafe. The next would be Craigslist. I already have mine under Seoul. So first you choose your area. I chose Seoul. And then I type in teaching, so then it says teaching in jobs. And then here you can get a list of different places that use Craigslist to find teachers to teach in Korea. Same things applies, just like as in Dave's ESL. If you click on one, this tells you the location already. This is Songpa, Seoul, 2.5 to 2.6 plus housing. So actually that's a pretty good one. So it tells you the location. They always start off with like the location and where exactly you will be off of line 2, one of the famous lines in Korea because it's in the Seoul Circle. The green line, age group, kinder and elementary. So this is going to most likely be like morning. Kinder and elementary usually says that it's going to be during the day, like morning to afternoon. And then if you have elementary to middle school, then usually that is afternoon to nighttime. Tell you your compensation, starting date, March 2019. They tell you the benefits, housing, 1 year completion bonus, 10 days paid vacation plus national holidays, co-pay, health insurance, and pension, meaning you guys both pay like probably like a half and half. So you give in 50% with your paycheck and they'll give you 50% for your pension and health insurance. And then they also give you return airfare. That means that they don't give you airfare to Korea, but they give you airfare back home when you leave Korea. And then they said, please email us with your resume and photo. Do note that this is still the same. Even though it's not listed, you do need a bachelor's degree. You will need a background check, which that one is pretty difficult. Depending on what country, you need a background check, and you need it apostilled by like the most supreme of courts in your country, and then you need to send it here so that Korea will approve of it. My thing is, I'm guessing they don't really want any criminals in Korea or to come abroad to Korea, but I don't really know how it actually works inside like your home country, because you can get your background check, but then it needs to be also sent back to like I said, like the highest courts in like your home country so that somebody can stamp it saying that this is true. But I mean, obviously it's true. It already came from like a cop or something, or a police station. But I don't know, unless people can get through or away with getting, well, I guess people can cheat the system and have like a police officer give them a fake report, but they double check it when it's being apostilled. So maybe that's true, huh? They just really don't want anybody bad in Korea, I'm guessing. Not saying that you can't do something bad when you get here, I guess, but yeah, a lot of that stuff is needed. And when you contact them, if you notice, this says from March 2019. So if you already start contacting them, they're gonna already tell you the things you need. And in 3 months, a lot of this stuff you can get They're also making it easier. There's a lot of different sites that make it easier for you to get your background check done and so forth. Like you can email copies and they'll send back an original copy with Apostle depending on your home country. There's a lot of different people you can talk to see how you can do it quickly and then get that all shipped out so you can come to Korea too. But those are some of the general things you need, which would be your bachelor's degree, and you would need a background check. And then you need your bachelor's degree apostilled, and you need your background check apostilled. So those are some things to just note that you will need, even though it's not listed on some of these. It's just like the general concept that people know when coming to Korea, that that's something that you need. I found that I got more opportunities looking at Craigslist than I did on Dave's ESL. Maybe it's because people are pickier on Dave's ESL because so many people use Dave's ESL compared to Craigslist. But I feel like Craigslist was a lot better. So if I was to recommend one, I would say Craigslist, because this is a site that I used to apply to different places and I got a lot of responses back compared to Dave's ESL, where I didn't really get many responses back. And maybe it's just because there's a lot of people on Dave's ESL that they can be more picky or whatnot. And I'm sure people post on Dave's ESL and Craigslist, but I got more responses back from Craigslist. So that'd be my personal recommendation, but you guys give it a try and see what works best for you. And that is it. This is a list of the things you need to apply if you want to come to Korea in the future and teach. Just make sure to get your background check apostilled, your degree apostilled, and pretty much everything else I want to say is easier to get because it's probably just like a picture in your resume, and usually people already have those on file. But that is it. If there's any more questions that you want answered that I didn't answer, you can follow me on my streams, which are now on Twitch. Follow Visually Greg on Twitch, and you can ask me different questions that I have not answered, or comment in the comment box below. Twitter, Instagram, there's a lot of different ways to find me, Visually Greg. But like I said, probably Twitch would be the best because I can just answer that response while we're having the live stream. And that's it. See you guys next time. Bye. You're still here? Thanks for watching the video until the end. Please don't forget to check out the description box below for info on my friends that were in the video.
Hi!
Product links, my other social media platforms, and my new product designer. If you guys love the video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And don't forget to comment, because I really love reading and writing back to comments that fans leave. And thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Bye.